What's your dirty lil secret? It wasn't raccoons that spilled that paint in the garage in 1993. It was me. When I was in high school, I failed second semester of biology. So here comes the next year and I have to retake it. Again, I pass first semester but fail second semester, which means retaking the entire class. Well, I transferred schools after that. When I was getting all my transfer information looked over in the office at the new school, the woman noticed I had 2 passed first semesters but never passed a full class. I said, passing 2 semesters is kinda like the full class. She winked, and that was that. No more bio. So I guess it's our dirty little secret. When our phone was disconnected, 1990s, for non-payment, I dialed 911 to see if they would still pick up. They did, but I hung up right away. 10 minutes later the cops showed up at my door, and I blamed it on the kids. I failed my electrical design class in college but work at an electrical utility company as a designer. When I was a kid, my mom took away my favorite computer game CD for a few weeks as punishment for something I did. Bad grade 1 think. I found where she hid it, photocopied the CD, cut out the print, glued it to a blank disc, and put that in the place of the real CD. Surprisingly, she never noticed. I played it when no one else was home. It's been 18 years, and I still haven't told her. One time I farted so hard my back cracked. I never wrote my 7th grade science paper on dysentery, and when my teacher asked me if I turned it in, I said yes. She looked through all of the papers and stacks of paperwork on her very crowded desk, and she said she knew she saw it there somewhere. I got a B for a paper I never wrote. Sorry Ms. Weber. Edit. It wasn't cystic. It was just plain old dysentery. Sorry for my subconscious musical addition. I act a lot stupider at work so they don't rely on me too much. One time when I was like 9 years old, my dad was shopping around at a lumber store. I wandered around alone and couldn't find a bathroom. I had to pee so bad. So I just found a secluded back corner behind some wood and pissed on the floor. 30 years later I still drive by that place every day and remember. I'm in love with my roommate. He doesn't know. We have been friends for about a year and I've just been crazy about him the whole time. The first thing he told me about romantic relationships is that he is not looking and is not interested. So I respect that boundary and don't say anything. 5 years old me ruined my parents' marriage. I distinctly remember finding what I now know is a condom, unused, in our old station wagon. Me not knowing any better began playing with it. Got done, tossed it in the trash. Fast forward a short time later. My father returns home and begins to drag the can to the road. As he closes the lid he notices said condom and you can guess where it goes from there. I didn't learn that was the reason until I was about 14-15. I signed my asshole uptight boss up to multiple porn subscriptions. Edit. Grammar police, you got me. For the record, my asshole is just fine. Thank you for your concern. My comment, perhaps more grammatically accurate, should read, I signed up my boss, who is an uptight asshole, to multiple porn subscriptions. To everyone else, thank you so much for the upvotes and the awards. You guys totally made my day. The CEO of the company is a micromanager who wants to make even the tiniest decisions. He has a coffee mug with the text, Rule 1, I am always right. Rule 2, when not, see Rule 1. It might be a joke, but I feel it's a constant subliminal message he sends himself. So, I hid the mug a couple of months ago. I just left the company last week, and did not return the mug. ETA, thanks for the awards, this is now my top comment. At the time he looked for it, frantically searching all offices and inquiring us if we are using his mug. I played dumb obviously and laughed my ass off. I did not steal it, I am 6'6", no one else in the company is. And it sits on top of the kitchen cabinets, just out of sight and reach. I lost the school spelling bee on purpose. The girl I was against put a lot of time and effort into it, whereas I basically just showed up. Plus, she was more on the nerdy side, not a lot going outside of school, and I felt she needed a victory. She missed a word, I purposefully missed it to keep her in. This happened a few times. Later, I missed one on purpose to give her the victory. She went on to the state competition. The teacher giving the words threw me a look of disgust, as she knew what I did. Oh well, I'm not as smart as I pretend to be. Sometimes I hang out in my yard in the nude at night. Turns me on. 3rd grade, 1953. Somebody passed out a box of lollipops to the class. There was an extra. I took it. I can no longer live with this shame. My boss has a daughter that is the same age as me, 19. and he brought her to work one day so she can use the office printer for her college applications. We do security for a building where everyone is working from home, so it was just me, him, and her. He tells me to show her to the 4th floor and just keep her company so she's not by herself. We got to talking, were flirting hard, and eventually we made out and traded numbers. We've been hooking up every month when she's in town from school for the past 6 months now. My boss has no idea. Edit. I should probably add that we're only FWB because she goes to school a few hours away. We don't just use each other strictly for sex. When she's here we usually hit the beach and vent about our lives, smoke some weed, and then we have fun. Cheated on my CV to add some skills and certificates I don't have to match a Google position. But after 5 years I mastered all of them and became a team manager. Still a black hole, I still can't get through person gesturing okay light skin tone. I have a kitten I'm feeding without my wife's knowledge. She hates cats and I found one on the street. Every night before I go home I stop by the store and get cat food. She always asks me why I come home late every other night. I say I'm working, or out with the guys, but I sit and talk to this stray cat about my problems and how Mew Day was. I named her Senua, from Senua's Sacrifice. Update: thank you all for the amazing support lol, I didn't dream this would blow up. I'm currently heading out with a box from Walmart and some old towels and blankets to pick the cat up and move it closer to our house. I just want to make sure she's safe and out the cold. Gonna run it by the wife and see what she says. Thank you all for the encouraging comments and the amazingly funny ones too. In Japan, heart surgeon. Number 1. Steady hand. One day, Yakuza boss need new heart. I do operation. But, mistake. Yakuza boss die. Yakuza very mad. I hide in fishing boat, come to America. No English, no food, no money. Daryl give me job. Now I have house, American car, and new woman. Daryl save life. My big secret. I kill Yakuza boss on purpose. I good surgeon. The best. I haven't showered in 3 days, my pipes are frozen. I got an $8,000 scholarship, due to a clerical error, for having above a 3.7 GPA all semester, but my GPA was actually 3.07. I'm a college dropout who makes a fantastic living basically driving a go-kart at an airport. When I was a kid, I farted into a little box over and over for a full year. It was a tin. Some Christmas cookies came in with a picture of Santa on it. Every single time I had to fart, I lifted the lid, put it in the box, and quickly closed it. Before long, the box was successfully weaponized and ready for deployment. When my brother was mean to me, I'd steal his Oakley's expensive horrible 90s sunglasses, and put them in the box to, marinate overnight. Then I'd quietly return them. My brother continually complained to my mom about how they smelled and that they'd sold him a bad pair, and wanted new ones. She was like, hell no dude. So he just kept wearing them till they broke. So basically I farted into my brother's eyes for a year. Never told anyone. My ex-husband left, no warning, cheated, pretended I didn't exist. 1 year later he wants the sofa because he bought it. Due to the lockdown happening just after his request, he had to wait a while before he could pick it up. I proceeded to have sex all over that sofa, throughout lockdown, with new boyfriend. Ex now has the sofa back. I'm a therapeutic foster parent. When kids leave us to go back home, I am usually really happy for them, unless I don't think their family is going to be able to handle things safely, then I am worried as could be, but I am also selfishly completely heartbroken. I think about our former kids all the time. When they go home, I try to write our name and phone number in a bunch of their books so they can maybe find us again. And I keep my Facebook page as unlocked as possible, hoping they will feel they can reach out if they need anything. I want to foster forever, but I also wonder if I can keep saying goodbye like this. It absolutely guts me, and I know I have no right to feel that way. Sometimes I touch my no-no spot. I have a little bag of dirt in my room. Hooking up with a coworker and keeping it low-key because our workplace is absurdly gossipy and we don't need the grief. What doesn't do us any favors is that she's quite a bit older than me. Edit: while I have everyone's attention, enjoy some Tom Petty. I am probably gonna quit my job without notice soon. I've seen both of my sisters-in-law naked. I accidentally walked in on my brother's wife whilst she was changing. I didn't realize she was in the room and just walked in. She knows it was me, but we've both just pretended that didn't happen. My wife's sister asked me to fix her laptop as it wasn't working. Turns out it hadn't had a Windows update for nearly 4 years and was filled with all description of bloatware and malware. She had 4 address bars on her browser, and her pretty explicit nudes in prime position in her downloads folder. I returned her laptop in working condition with a new folder named Private. So yeah, she knows I saw them, but no one else does. About a week before Christmas I bought a disposable weed vape and started using it a few times a week at night after I put the kids to bed. It has legitimately helped me overcome depression. I still haven't told my wife that is part of what I am doing when I go play video games before coming to bed. She is pretty anti-drug, but not for any historical reason, quite the opposite, it's more of an unknown to her. I know I need to have a conversation about it with her, but I just don't know how to start it. I was having sex with who is now my ex and the sex was so bad I spit on her ass cheek and told her I came and she believed it. I am a horrible reader, yet I'm a writer. I caught a habitual sex offender at work, and he had no clue until I had to be part of a conference call with a judge presiding over the phone. Funnily enough, the call was actually about him seeking workman's compensation for being wrongfully terminated, unknowingly to him that I'd already talked with FBI agents minutes before the call. Backstory: I found a company computer we both used with a browser open one morning, and his personal email was still logged in. I immediately saw his name and pictures that he should not have, and immediately contacted my supervisor. Fucking pedos, rot in hell. I know how to out Pizza the Hut. I know exactly the rules for helping the children in my public education classroom, but I still bring cold kids coats, hungry kids food, kids with terrible shoes better shoes, and hugs, long conversations for any child that asks. If any admin is pissed I'm giving an apple and a sandwich to a kid, I claim ignorance. The school system is so strained they won't fire me, so I am doing what I can during this time. One time when I was 10-12-ish, I told a group of friends that I brushed my teeth with hot water instead of cold water, our cultural norm, just to seem quirky or cool, and man did it get the reaction I was hoping for. However, it was all a lie. I did brush with cold water. And this lie was too heavy for my preteen soul. So every day since then I have brushed my teeth with hot water, despite being 15 years older. I feel trapped in my hot teeth scrubbing sentence, yet it feels right as a punishment for lying. Oh my god, I've been waiting a long time to share this. Okay, so when I was about 12 years old I was at my aunt's house with my brother. She was out of the room and so was my brother, and I had this sudden urge to take a picture of my bare butt with my disposable camera, so I went into the front room of the house, turned off all the lights and pulled down the back of my pants, and the second I hit the shutter release and the flash went off, that's when my brother entered the room and saw my dick light up in the complete darkness. He later told my mom about what happened. I didn't get in any trouble, but my mom told me we are never going to get that roll of film developed. I want to be stepped on by a tall girl, but I'm 6'3". I still listen to All American Rejects. The only reason I don't own a gun is because I have terrible suicidal ideation. The only reason I haven't gone through with it via other means is because I was named a godfather of my friend's daughters, who I see more often than most of my own family. I took the tags off my mattress. I live in Las Vegas. I was at a casino a week ago. I had gas real bad, SBD. I had to get on an elevator to go to a friend's room that came from out of town. I got on the elevator, a group of people all together obviously drunk started bitching that the elevator was crowded when I got on. I was up against the door not crowding anyone. My friend's room was in the 14th floor. I seen the 10th floor was the only floor lit. I had to fart when the door was closing. I pressed the 3rd floor, let a 100-dag fart, wiggled my butt so it would get out, got off on the 3rd floor. I could hear them all gagging and complaining as the elevator went up, tears of joy rolling on the floor laughing. I invented running by trying to walk twice at the same time. I once had sex with someone just because he looked like someone I wanted but couldn't have. He was aware, and fine with it. But don't tell anyone or you'll be just another regret. In senior year of HS, I put a milk carton in the ceiling of a portable building right before spring break. When we came back from spring break, the classroom smelled like a rotting corpse. Some other kid that was a known prankster somehow got blamed and was suspended. I started lying about my experience with construction site work experience 4 years ago. Today, I am a site superintendent that Googles answers to questions raised by other trades to buy time. I say, that's a great question. Let me get back to you on that. I make $90K a year doing this. Been steady for 2 years now.